Yo. Supreme motherfucking rise. It's early as shit. I've been up for a minute though. It's like 7:41 on what's today's date? March 10th. Today's the 10th. Today's a good day. Today's the 10th. I'll be cracking up. Y'all see the title from my experiences, Naga's thoughts. I guess people want to know directly how to handle certain things, right? There's a lot of small little nuances that I learned through life, yo, in different times. And, fear is always based off of somebody having a temper, right? It's like you temper yourself towards what you will do and what you won't do. It's all fear. Most people do shit because they scared somebody else going to obtain it before they will. And most people don't do shit because they're afraid to lose or whatever in certain aspects. I never cared about none of that shit. That's why I always wasn't like way in front of the line when I was young. Like when we was coming through school and shit like that, people would try hard to impress what was in the small facility. So if you had a group of friends that was your peers or your age group, you had niggas in there that would do whatever they had to impress the niggas that they was in the neighborhood with. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care about shit like that. I didn't even like niggas. I would fight them. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the one you afraid of or the one you wanted to impress the most, I would punch him in the face. Like, it didn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they parents would be ready to talk to my parents about some shit because they thought I was just a nice kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was always a nice kid, but my niceness had a line. I would punch you in your face. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I was as a kid. You know what I'm saying? As I got older, you know, that energy didn't change. It changed to where people started seeing me as the individual that they should have been kind of putting themselves behind or whatever to get in the right position. But then when I would see them try to, fake like they was on my side, I would tell them to get the fuck away from me. I don't fuck with you like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I was that type of nigga when I was young. Like I would fight my friends. God bless the dad, Mega. When he passed away, Mega was like, "That's why you don't never had no friends. You always want to fight somebody. You always want to fight your friends." So many times I was about to punch that nigga in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that was my dog, though. I ain't gonna front. He knew he would watch how he was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And he would be like a different way. Like, he knew I wasn't scared of nobody. I was just a cool ass dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my temper was on a gas stove. You know what I'm saying? Like you could turn that gas up real quick. It didn't have no slow down to it. If you turn it, it's gonna go high. So that's just what that was when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? And then you start getting into females and shit like that. And majority of the time, females, well, back in the day, females wanted to feel secure. They wanted to know that you just was gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Those females ain't even around no more. They don't care if you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because, you know, I had a blanket statement said to me by a female when yesterday, and it just turned me off from her, like all the way. You know what I'm saying? Like she said some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, that's a blanket statement. And she was like, I'm just saying. I was like, you think like that? And it was like taking her a while to respond because I guess she wanted me to respond different. But then I was like, nah, I'm not responding that way. At this point, there is no conversation for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I kind of like ended it right there. And then, she wanted to play little games or whatever, but I don't be with none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like in this other situations I might have dealt with females. When I was young, I didn't have all this knowledge that I have. You got to grow into this shit. This is not something you get overnight. It's not something you watch a few videos and you get. I was experiencing things since before social media was a thing. You know what I mean? And all these documentations or all these experiences would just stay in my mental as something that I needed to acclimate into my way of being. Even if I didn't get it right then, I would hold on to it. And I would bump my head a million and one times. Like I would do shit. Like it's been times I've been in, a situation and I think I'm in love and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I'm in love again. Shout out to Andre 3000. But yeah, like I used to think I was in love, and females would say funny shit to me. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't know, you know what I'm saying, like how to take certain shit because my emotions was in front of me all the time. How I felt about something was in front of me all the time. So I didn't know how to take it when I was young. So if you pissed me off, I might have cursed your ass out real quick. It was just the simplest thing for me to, get rid of somebody. Like just like when I was in school and I was explaining if you had a book on your face, you know what I'm saying? I would have broke up with you when I was in elementary school or whatever, middle school, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like that. That just grew into something different. So other petty things became a reality, like, you know what I'm saying? And it just pushed me to not care. Like I would think me loving or being loving for females was all that was needed. Like I remember when I was young and I was in New York, I went with this girl named Shaniqua. Her name was Shaniqua Slaughter. I never forget her name. She was from New York. And I thought we both were, I mean, I wasn't a full virgin because I had done been, you know, I'll just say neglected as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like in a way, children are not supposed to be neglected and had to experience things that I probably wasn't ready to experience. And then also not having nobody rectify those situations. So it wasn't on my recognizance of the things I went through as a child, you know what I'm saying? But I went through them, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't look at that as me consummating in my own mentality. It was more like getting a beating for no reason in a sense. Like you didn't know why. So for the most part, like I still thought in my mind that I was, virginized and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like because I never did it with that connection. But emotionally, I got deep involved with the girl and her telling me that she wasn't like that neither. You know what I'm saying? She was like, nah, I never had that experience. So I was like, oh word, that's what's up. So we was together for a minute, like a minute. You know what I'm saying? And then finally, like I got out of high school or whatever. And then I guess we was gonna try it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, but come to find out, that shit just slid in like sloop. I'm like, wait, this ain't no virgin nothing. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, and she like balled up in the ball or whatever. Like she didn't want to tell me, but I was young. So I got like all emotional. I started crying. It's like, you lied to me. You supposed to be a virgin. You lied to me. So that was like one of the first traumas, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, but I love you and all this. I was like, who is it? Who is it? And then she told me who it was. I knew the dude, you know what I'm saying? He was way older than both of us, you know what I'm saying? So it was almost like acceptance of molestation, you know what I'm saying? Like she wanted to be molested. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to be in that type of circumstance. She wanted an adult to deal with her at a certain age, and then she wanted to hide it. You know what I'm saying? So it's real deep because I bet you a lot of parents don't know most of the charges that they put on people is because of their own child being in that particular type of energy. But that's just what I noticed when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like females was more interested in being like that with adults opposed to it actually being like that, right? So she had told me later that she was into she was digging the dude. Like I think she was in the 8th grade when she first met him or whatever, and they would like mess around off and on. But he was like a few years older than me and shit. So I was a year. No, me and her was the same age. She was a few months older than me. He was like a few years older than me. So at that time, I know he stayed back in high school. He had stayed back because when I know when I was in 11th grade, this nigga was damn near 20. You know what I'm saying? I was like 16 or something like that. So he was like 19 or going on 20 or something like that. And it was like his last year and a half that he could have actually attended school or something like that. But yeah, she was dealing with him. And I was like, how could you, isn't that like rape or something like that? That's the thing that you say. And she'd be like, no, it's not unless you get in trouble. I was like, how you gonna get in trouble? Like if something you want to do, like it's something we couldn't realize or comprehend. So our understanding of what females was doing opposed to how you would get in trouble in the streets was different because females was like that. when we was growing up, and they like that now, but it's so much false protection in the world to, to trap the innocent. So that was a reality. So that shit hurt me and broke my heart. You know what I'm saying? I ran down the street crying, went to the bus stop, was about to leave that little town because the town was a town next to the city I was in up north. So I was like, I'm about to take the bus and go home. I never talk to you again, right? I wanted her to feel sorry about what she did to me. I wanted her to feel that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we had been together for like a couple years. You know what I'm saying? Like talking and dating and all this shit. Like I was in love. I needed you to pay for hurting my love. You know what I'm saying? Like it needed to be a cost for that. You know what I'm saying? So that was like the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know, certain things was significant and certain things wasn't. Like it would happen in other circumstances, and I just didn't care. You know what I'm saying, about certain people because I didn't feel a connection. So I didn't let it bother me. But then as I got older, you know what I'm saying, you would take your opportunity because you don't have that. It's like ain't nobody ever gonna do me like this again. That's the female coming out of you, whether you know it or not. That's how females think. Men are not supposed to think like that. But when you get like that, that revenge, it comes from a female. It comes from the aspect of how your mother felt about whatever she experienced in life. So that's where that comes from. So then later, here you are, you getting older, and you just like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. Like, I remember being a young man, and I would have a female step to me, and she's like, yo, you gonna be my man. I'll be like, nah, I ain't nobody man. I got friends, and we all kick it. You know what I'm saying? We all cool with each other. Like, if I feel like fucking one of them, I'm gonna fuck them. And that's just what it is. It ain't like, that's on my arm or something like that. Only person I would have been monogamous with if she had got right would have been my wife, but she died. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I let her cheat on me because she was my wife. I don't know why I allowed that to happen. I felt inside of me that she was doing all that or whatever she was doing to satisfy what she thought about me, which wasn't true. And I figured we would get past it. When you with somebody for a long time, you know what I'm saying? When you with somebody for a long time, you know them, you know why they do shit. You know what I'm saying? So once you understand that time from this time to that time, it's like you know why they even doing the extra shit. Like that shit don't be real because you already mastered that game. So it's like you doing that to piss me off. So it's like you don't really feel no type of way behind that shit. That was my wife. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really feel no type of way about it. And it wasn't like I would ever let another female do me like that. I just had time with her. I knew her since I was 19. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we like was off and on for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like 5, 6 years, 7 years. And then we stayed pretty much in some form of a commitment, even though we wasn't together for years after that. We had a child. You know what I'm saying? So that would have been the person I would have allowed. And then I think about these things like basically that was the lack of my knowledge growing up as a young man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I went through other street shit, you know what I'm saying, that people would show up in these different times or whatever. I remember my wife, we had broke up and she had done messed around with somebody else and I didn't care, but she wanted to get back with me or whatever because things was going right in my life. And she wanted to come and take over. So I was blind to that, but I let her come back in. And then she seen I was talking to this one chick. This chick was like a model, you know what I'm saying? She was tall. She had the body, like she was a model, you know what I'm saying? Like a model for real. And she was like, who is this bitch? I never forget this shit. This is you fucking this ugly bitch. I was like, why she gotta be ugly? That was the first thing she said. Like she was mad because she was analyzing the female. And at that time, females was more jealous of the fact if you had somebody on the side that looked better than them. You know what I'm saying? My wife was short. You know what I'm saying? So I had this, she was gorgeous, yo. You know what I'm saying? And me and this model chick, I've been screwing all over the place. It was different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was enamored. I was like, damn, how'd I pull a chick like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, so she found out, whatever, my wife found out. But we wasn't together. We just got back together. And I have like chilled from chilling with the model was like taking me on boat rides and shit like that. We would go places like she was a fucking real model, like, you know what I'm saying? Like in the magazines and shit. So I don't know. We had went to chill or whatever. I think I went down south and I ain't seen her, the model chick. And then I came back like a while after that or whatever. But she's like, who's this? But I was like, I don't even fuck with her no more. And then she was like, well, we gotta call her and shit. So I'm like, ain't no need to call her. She had found her address and all that shit. So she ended up taking me to the girl house, beating on the girl. You fucking my man. I'm like, yo, it ain't even like that. Yo, you bugging right now. Like, so I was like, yo, it ain't like that. Yo, she tripping. You know what I'm saying? She just like, we just started talking again and she tripping. It's nice. Like, what do you mean? Like, she was trying to like get me to face her too. And I was just like, nah. And then the girl kind of closed the door. It was like, she don't want no trouble and shit like that. And then we was walking out. She signaled for me to come holler at her later and shit. She was funny as shit. You still fucking with her and all this stupid shit. I was like, man, you got to chill out. So that was an experience for me. Like I never knew why females would act out in different ways. You know what I'm saying? In the wrong way. So then as I got older, or as that situation kind of simmered down and I moved on with my life, that became my scope of view. Like later, you know what I'm saying? Like I started being more reserved, but it didn't stop females from doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like I had homeboys that would have a whole wife and the wife would creep away and come to my house to front like she want to get bud, but didn't want to give me something. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, nah, but then they be like, I'm going to suck it anyway. Like it was the weirdest shit. Females would do the most extra shit ever. If you could push a motherfucker by their head and they're damn near topple over on the floor, but then you wrong for aggressively removing somebody away from you, right? Like it was that type of energy. And it was weird. Like females were more savage than men. But then I would see my niggas that would do like group shit. They'd be like, yo, we all about to fuck. And I'm like, how y'all all about to deal with that? Like that's some nasty shit. Like I can't just sit with niggas, everybody butt naked, and we all about to deal with one female. Like that shit gay to me for some reason. Even like if one female bent over and she about to have sex with 1,000 men, I think it's some form of homosexuality in there because you got to be naked in line with men. And I don't want to stand next to no man naked. I don't give a shit what's going on. I don't never want to be naked next to a man. You know what I'm saying? For no reason. Like I think something wrong with that reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, yeah, I always felt some type of way about that. You know what I'm saying? Like I would be one man naked in a room full of women. You know what I'm saying? That's naked. I don't got no problem with that for some reason. But being with a group of men in a room naked for one woman, I think that's just I can't do that. That's just something I couldn't do. Right. So anyway, trying to harness the value of who you are, right, as your character, saying, well, you know what? I'm gonna be this type of person. I'm gonna manifest these things. You start fighting against yourself, right? You start fighting against the things that will make you involve more than one person. And that's like my mentality as far as relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like I would think against myself, be like, but yo, you know you can go cross town and holler at so and so real quick. You know you could just go get a room and go call up shorty. You know what I'm saying? Like you know you can just pull up the shorty crib and take some bud and just chill. You know you can do this. You know you could do all these things. Like, and then I would think about it, be like, but I just want somebody for me. The reality is, when you got it, when you have it already, you're not satisfied. That comes from the woman. And if you got it, you want it to be protected. That comes from the man. So then that's an argument that's waiting to happen, right? Because once the woman gets comfortable, she no longer wants what she has conquered already. She's like, I got that already. I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? She always wants more. You know what I'm saying? She's never satisfied with what she has. So she always wants more. So when she gets something, she wants more of what she already has in some form. You know what I'm saying? That's the savagery in the woman. But in a man, he wants to protect everything that he get. He don't want it to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Even though he might be taught to dibble and dabble as far as some aspect, you know what I'm saying? So he can maintain. These realities are not good for society or conducive to the growth of people. You know what I'm saying? And I started learning that neither one of those characters was right. The one from the female or the male. It just wasn't right. So I would do shit like you know what? You got to fight against that. You got to find out how to go farther. So I'll be like, you know what? I'm reinventing the wheel every other time. I'm trying to find out what more I can do in the situation to make it different. That's unfamiliar to the female and me. So therefore, we have an experience, and then we can go forward with these experiences. So you always learning new shit by focusing on what you can do with the person that you're currently with, right? So that be the true reality. But then your mind might be growing, like your spirituality might be growing, your thought patterns may be growing. Everybody else not growing, they're not thinking like that. They still stuck in whatever paradigm they in. So, and believe me, it took a while for me to even get to the point to where me being 100% loyal was a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like females would just roll up on me in any aspect of life. Like I can be walking to a store and the female be like, "Damn, let me play with your hair." You know what I'm saying? Then where you from? You know what I mean? Like it was like that for me. But it was always like that since I was young. And when I was an infant, like when I was 5 or 4 years old, females was doing things to me they shouldn't have been doing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a reality. So I always experienced females not being what I thought they were. And for me, the concept that as a thought pattern was the hardest thing ever. Like I never knew how to say or how to see that females was more aggressive than men. But it's always been a thing in my life. I've always noticed since I was 4 years old that females were way more aggressive sexually than men. And they would show it by what they would do. They didn't care about how they handled themselves or these are my experiences, what I saw. Like what I saw with my own eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't care where they went, what they did, who they did it with. Like it was never that. And then they would always be like, no, it's not that. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, but that's what it is. It's what you're doing. You came way out here for what? You got caught way over here doing this for what? Like, and even with my brothers and them, like I would see the things that females would do for, and it's sad to say my brothers was pieces of shit. You know what I'm saying? They were nasty. They didn't care. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really love the females. The shit they were saying they would do, you be like, that's not how it's supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? And you'd be like, well, that shit gonna end. Y'all gonna break up because you stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like you would say shit like that as a kid and then realize it. Now, I'm probably not hitting on everything. There's probably a lot of things I could talk about, but I'm better versed when somebody asks me questions. You know what I'm saying? Like you ask me questions and I can answer it better. So just trying to tell all our stories, I really have to focus on it. You know what I'm saying? To remember certain things. It's still there. I don't be feeling the need to go flip every page in the book because I'm not really a big storyteller on things I experienced like that. Anyway, so it got to the point to where I even dated females that was like low budget character. Like they don't match me. You're not supposed to be with them. And you would see little things that's going on. And I remember being in situations to where females would try to do shit and act like it's normal just so they can keep what they're doing on the side around. They never tell you about, you know what I'm saying, what they never just be upfront with you, but you'll catch them doing shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, yo, what the fuck? That's what that is. It's not like that. But why lie? Like, why lie? Because they want to keep you and have that at the same time, right? All right. So then you notice those actions, right? And then your payback is, well, shit, since you ain't want to say nothing, I'm going to do me too. You know what I'm saying? And then they want to scream loud and say, you've been cheating on me, bitch. I never said nothing about you cheating. You know what I'm saying? Like, it be that type of shit. And because you never say nothing, they think they have one up on you because you never say nothing. So I used to play the role in, all right, you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. You know what I'm saying? I was that guy. If you fuck around on me, I'm going to go fuck 3 females. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you cheating on me, you think I don't know? I just went inside you and I could tell that your shit, you've been working the muscles. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be my woman and ain't like I don't know. I bet. It's cool. Say less. I got a show to do tonight. I'm be late. I'm gonna be back late. I might be back 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. I got a show to do. I'm about to go fuck a bitch I used to fuck with. For real. Like, oh, word, that's what you're doing? I don't worry, I'm about to go out of town. I gotta go see my family. I'm about to leave, go to a whole nother state and fuck the shit out of somebody I used to deal with. Damn right, I would do shit like that. I would never shit while I ain't gonna front. I did shit while I eat before because she was bad, yo. I couldn't help it, yo. She was bad. And she was on my top, yo. Like she was on my top. So I was like, yeah, I had to do it. But I had came home and I knew Shorty had done cheated on me. I knew my chick had done cheated on me. So, and she would lie straight to my face. And then her daughter told me, like, yeah, my mama been going to this man's house. I'm like, word? Like, yeah, they've been in the room for a long time and we had to sit in the living room. I'm like, word, all right, say less. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, females would cheat, but then they want to keep you at the same time. And I'm like, what kind of game is this? Like, I always wanted to know if it was a reality where there is such thing as a real loyal female, because I never met one in life, ever. In existence. I never met a true loyal female. Even when you think you got somebody good that's loyal, they not. They got something on the side, yo. And hearing that always bothered me. Like hearing females or hearing people talk, do you think a woman cares about you? She always got this, then the third, da 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 da. I'll be like, man, after a while, you start disliking that as a value. You know what I'm saying? Like I was talking to this lady, and it's just recently. We was just talking on the phone. She gave me a number or whatever. I met her on a dating site. She gave me a number or whatever. And then I hit her up. And then she tried to flip the script and was like, oh, you acting weird. Da, 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 da. I'm like, how am I acting weird? She's like, because you came back over here to message me. I was like, yeah, because you didn't respond to my text. How is that weird? I'm going to go to the first place where you frequent at. If you don't respond, you gave me the number. I sent you the message. You didn't say nothing. So what do you want from me after that? So she kept trying to put me in a box to have a category without taking responsibility for her actions. Never saying, oh, you right. My bad. I didn't respond, whatever. She didn't focus on what she did. She focused on what it was that I was doing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work. I'm going to leave you the fuck alone. I could see that as a value. So now, and this is what I noticed about females. They never want to take accountability for their actions. Never. It's not even a thing. You can't get a female to take accountability for their actions. So what's the point in arguing with a female? Now we move further in the future. So other females I might have dated, I didn't know the full story about them. You know what I'm saying? Like this one chick I used to talk to, she was an Aquarius. And we was cool because I thought she was more like a homebody, you know what I'm saying? Like she was an introvert. She don't really deal with people like that, right? I didn't know her whole thing. So she would come see me every once in a while. We would go do stuff, or I would go to her or whatever. Everything was cool. And then like I felt bad from fucking with her, right? Because it wasn't like it was serious. It was just, you know what I'm saying? Like she didn't want nothing serious anyway. So I started fucking with this other chick, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that seemed like they liked me. Now, I just put her on the back burner. I stopped talking to her because I knew she had other people she was dealing with. So then some time went by or whatever. And I seen her again and we started talking. I explained to her, like, nah, I started talking to this chick. So, you know, I fell back, whatever. It was like, I knew you was dealing with people anyway. Because you don't know what they got, they use that as an excuse to try to say it's not like that. And I already knew she was fucking right. It didn't even matter, right? But I didn't know the level of what that was. Like I thought she might have had like another person that she might have talked to from hearing it. But then I ended up renting a room from her, right? So after I rented a room from her, I found out that she fucks with a lot of people. And then some of these people was nasty looking, you know what I'm saying? And then some of the things they was doing was weird. Like I even caught her doing some shit and didn't even say nothing. I was just like, the fuck? I'm gonna act like I ain't see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so then one day she had pushed back up on me. It's like, I could still get that right there. I was like, you still get what? She's like, I still get that meat. And I was like, no, you can't. I never lay with you again. After seeing all the other people you deal with, hell no. I would never. After that, hell no. Like, I'm surprised the Lord kept me safe too. That's what I would say shit like, nah, I'm good. I never lay with you again, ever again. And I think that hurt her pride. Because after that, 2 days later, she was trying to find a way to, you know what I'm saying, get under my skin or whatever. And I was like, I don't care. Like, you ain't even, I would never fuck with you. In reality, a full totality of knowing about you, I would never just lay down with you or consider you to be somebody I would fuck with. And that be the truth about females. They got to put on the front about who they are so you don't know everything truly about them. And once you find out truly everything about them, they know that you wouldn't really consider them like that. Before that situation, I had a circumstance, and the female was like trying her hardest to like be bad without me knowing, like I didn't know, and I didn't know the severities. But that one particular circumstance, I had to find out why the fuck I was drawn to that shit. I had to find out why I was even introduced spiritually to that connection. Like, why did I want that? You know what I'm saying? What about that I saw? What about it that I saw that I wanted to be a part of? Like, why was that a thing? And it was like when I first, like, we had some minor interaction, like, you know what I'm saying? I would see her from time to time and be like, damn, she cute as shit, yo. And she got that look. I'm not gonna say a lot of things. I know people be trying to place themselves in my life and shit. And they're like, he talking about me. Anyway, I see she had the look, and I used to be like, yeah, she kind of got that look the way we had kids. Them kids be fucking gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's shit I was thinking, like. So I guess as the light comes in, the green screen is acting a little better. I wanted it to be like I was, all the colors and everything, but it's starting to show a little better. Anyway, so when I first met her, she was like in that same energy. And it's like, yeah, I don't deal with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you could feel that, kind of feel that it was a lie. But at this time, I was really strengthening my sensibilities, like all my senses. I was strengthening them through the roof. And I was trying to find out the next day, like, this is just all in the first day. We chilling, we riding, we cooling, we smoking, we talking. We embellishing on one another in some aspect, like, yeah, I liked you too, and and I remember this, and I remember when, and I remember, you know what I'm saying? And then you be like, yeah, and then you think shit good, and then you have this great physical moment, these few great physical moments. Matter of fact, it was like physical explosion. I was gonna say it like that. It was like, God damn, like, what are we doing? We going for a marathon, yo, shit. Hey, motherfuckers be knocked down, like you'd have tore down a whole building and shit. They like, I can't go nowhere. I'm done. And it should be funny, right? So anyway, and then you get that first initial, all right. It's like you could see the click in the female. She like, all right, so it's been this time. I got him now. He ain't going nowhere. I got the hook in the fish mouth. He ain't going nowhere. Now I'm gonna start acting different. And it'd be like that. And then you kind of just like brush it off and go with it. Well, me personally, I kind of did. This was like, all right, it is what it is. You don't really have much proof, but you want to know if it's real. You start catching these little sediments in a relationship. Am I wrong for seeing what I saw, or do I think what I saw is real or not real? Shit like that. Now you question it. These all be the potential values that's coming from the other partner. So you don't know. So then as a man, in anything a man does, because a man is motion, this is why the way we move is super important. We destroy our integrity as a man. It's so hard to fix your connection with the Most High. And I know y'all think this shit is something easy. You could just go to church, pray or whatever. And it don't work like that. Divine don't respect you if you a liar. What? That's the hardest thing to get the Most High to believe in you again. That's hard. And then to actually get a chance to see the sign that the divine is believing in you once again, is connected to you, that has trust in the fact that you can do the right thing. That's a hard energy right there. That's a hard energy to get. You know what I'm saying? And I think for me, it was more the reality that I didn't have it, or I thought I didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? And Divine was like, just line yourself back up. And I'm like, line myself, like, right from wrong. It's almost like I would hear my grandfather talking to me, like, yo, why you doing? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. And be like, well, that don't give a fuck energy gonna put you over here. And I'm like, all right. So now, years later, I get into this mentality, like, nah, I can't just say F myself. I can't just not stand on something that I believe in, whether it's a wrong outcome or a good outcome. Like, if it's not serving me, I still got to stand on it. So it's like, damn, yo, why'd you stay in situations so long? Because I chose it. Not because not because it's wrong, it's because I put myself there. So it's like saying you ask for all that food and then don't want to eat it. So you're gonna waste somebody's food now. You know what I'm saying? You got to take accountability for your actions. Like, and I know that's not a normal thing. And the reason why people look at it like I would have just left, because you don't take accountability for your actions. You're a fucking sucker. That's that reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me to master maintaining myself, my divinity, I had to stand up to certain shit. I had to stand through certain fires. I had to walk through it. So you would see shit happening. You play the best role you can. You be the best person. Even if you're not somebody's father, you be their father. I don't give a damn what it is. That's the job at the moment. You're not married yet. You play like a husband. You know what I'm saying? Just until y'all get to that role. That may not be, you know, your full best friend, but you be the best friend to that person at that moment. And I played these roles for people, but you know how they would see it? They would see it from an aspect of trying to empower themselves. Oh, this motherfucker weak. I got this motherfucker in the headlock. Oh, this nigga sucker. He think this, that, and the third. Or this nigga think he my man. And da-da-da-da-da. These motherfuckers is retarded, yo. They are so retarded. And I'll be like, yo, I get it. I needed you to show me that. I needed you to show me that you was a piece of shit when I was vulnerable. Now, my vulnerability wasn't a force of energy that puts me somewhere to be weak. That was my energy towards the individual. I chose. That's the only charge I'm accepting. I chose to fuck with you. I chose to call you my friend. I chose to call you my woman. That's my charge. I chose it. So when I choose it, right, I chose it. I'm not going to choose to toss it away when things get bad. That's a motherfucker who don't deserve shit. Or as soon as it go left, you want to get rid of it. You weak as shit. That's not how men move. We get strong. It's either that thing will run away and I can't catch it. It dies or it breaks apart. I chose it. It's my food. If flies get on it, the only way I'm not eating it. You see what I'm saying? If it fell on the floor, only way I'm not eating that food at this point. If a dog jumped up there and licked on it's the only way I'm not eating that food. So it's the same thing within a relationship. I chose to be there. I'm not just going to run out from the first thing that I think. So the thoughts is eliminated. Secondly, I'm going to try to work it out. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to try to work it out. That's what you're supposed to do because you chose it. Third, when you got proof that they ain't shit, even though you thought before and now you know that they ain't shit, you still don't act then. You let them end it. Because that means you stood on your word until the very end. Literally, through everything. So you stood on your complete word to the very end. That's the whole point. So now me standing on my word until she says to me, I don't want this no more. Get out. Leave me alone. I don't fuck with you, whatever. You can peacefully, no argument, put your shit together, get in your car, go home, whatever you got to do, and get away. And stay away at that point. You ain't got no conversation. Females don't like that. They like that tit for tat shit. They like to act like it's over and then come back and have makeups. They don't make up nothing. You should have stood on your word. Because once you say something to me, I'm going to stand on that shit. I'm going to stand on that shit with the weight of a planet. You ain't going to never be able to move that. Be like, yo, it won't move. It ain't changed. Nah, it ain't going to change. Because you said what you said. Now stand on your word. You wanted to be boss. Now be one. I just learned something. I really did just learn something when it came to females. And it's like, I'm not really searching no more. And I be finding my eyes all around the place looking for the one, like looking for that energy that's going to connect to me. And it's not even out there. It's not out there. And then I heard this beautiful lady say some things. And it was so magnificently put. She said, your spiritual connection, your divine counterpart, the light, sometimes it's not even in a body. It's just light floating around waiting for you to find the one who has enough potential to love you, right, with the flaws. So therefore the light can embody that person. I said, whoo, oh my God. Say that shit again. I was like, yo, if if she didn't just hit me in the head with the illest shit ever, I'm like, yo, and it's rarely that I'm taught knowledge from anybody. It's rare that I get a chance to get some high stake in real divine knowledge that's not being downloaded into me. Oh yeah, that's rare. So I knew that it was power, and I knew that it was truth, because I thought I met that person before. I thought I met a person that was like that, because I had met this one person, and she was a Cancer, and we used to read. She used to read to me, but she used to want me to read too. She used to be like, "You got to read too," and I'd be like, "I don't want to read. I like to listen to you read." And she would read. We would read stories to each other. Like we would study knowledge. Like it was like a power team or whatever. Like, and I'm intelligent. She was intelligent, and we would like work it like that. But then her energy, it just seemed like something wasn't right with the energy. Like it was off some way. Like maybe she was fronting on being that way. You know what I'm saying? But she was doing a damn good acting job. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that was the light body that came to me, because she had said some spiritual shit to me that broke me down in tears. And I knew that it was supposed to be something I went through. I just didn't know if it was a genuine connection. And just found out that she was a piece of shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a piece of shit. Motherfuckers try to do shit to ruin your life. They don't care about, you know what I'm saying? People is terrible people. You know what I mean? And once you understand what they're doing, the depths of how far they're willing to go, and the intention, you can never be within that same facility with these people ever again in life. You know what I'm saying? So it's that type of energy for me. Like, I be learning from vulnerability. I learn from my vulnerability, but I have to stay in that energy, so therefore that energy doesn't get damaged. Just because they didn't take care of it don't mean that energy is not for somebody else. It's a woman out there that needs the light that's floating around, so therefore she can be the light body for me. So now I'll be like, damn, I be wanting to find somebody, but then now, since I heard the female say that, I'm looking at them and I'm like, ain't no light in there for me. Ain't no light in there for me. You may want it, but ain't nothing in there for me. Yo, you trying to make this shit happen. And now after you learn so much, like just fucking somebody normal, excuse my French, or having sex with a female is not even a thing no more for me. Like, I can't just say, yo, I want to just smash you, because it's so much that comes with it. It's so much connection value. Like, I like how it feels. I love it. Love the wet shit. I love the squirts. All that shit. You know what I'm saying? I love to beat it down and watch you go to sleep. That shit is fun. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be with something or someone that, I didn't mean to say something. It has to be with someone, because then here go motherfuckers and be like, yeah, he wants one of those robots. Get the fuck out of here. I would never fuck a robot. But it has to be with somebody that's, you know what I'm saying, that's 100% on that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? It has to be with someone that really wants that with me. So therefore it's not wasted energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want a female that's always entertaining other people or make excuses for that shit. The dumbest shit I ever hear females say is, "Oh, this my people. We like brothers and sisters." Well, you stay with that motherfucker then. I'm not in the position. I'm not fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got to usher other things in your relationship with somebody and make them accept it, you're for the streets. For the streets, it's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, people always try to make room for shit that don't supposed to be in a relationship. I didn't come to be in a relationship with everything you deal with outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now that's a big red flag for me, a big turn off. You got male counterparts you deal with on an intimate level. We is not being intimate no way, because I'm not about to have this conversation with you. First and foremost, you already in the mentality to make me accept something that I don't want to accept. You know what I'm saying? So why would I even entertain that shit as a notion? Never again in life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people do shit so they can be fucking greedy until life come and beat their ass down. And then they be mad that they don't know why life treat them like that. Well, look how you treat life. It's just like I knew in hustling back in the day when we was hustling and shit. We be in the streets. The game is a bitch. She's literally a female. If you fuck the game will lock your ass the fuck up. You got to think about that in the best way possible so you'll comprehend what it means. If you do wrong by your hustle in the street, that game will have your ass locked up. And that's why a lot of niggas go to jail, whether they know it or not. They thought they was better than the game. So, And that just states the duality reality of how things are created. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as contrast or understandings, I can go deep into a science about that, but it's too much. It's too much. Only thing I'm stating on is basically my comprehension to dealing with certain things. And the best people that I had probably had in my life, and it's probably one or two that I can literally maybe out give or take. I can count on one hand females I dealt with in my entire life on one hand that I believe were real stars. They were really like the shit. You know what I'm saying? And that'd probably be the only way I would go backwards in life, to be with one of them if it was a reality. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that's a reality. And one of them are dead. They got murdered by somebody they was fucking with. You know what I'm saying? And I would say one of them just needed attention in the right place. Even though she had made mistakes, she needed the right attention. And I met her. She don't even live around. Nobody that I know knows her, and they'll never know her. And that's a good thing, because if it ever happens in the next life, I'll still know what she looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like in the next life, that'll be a thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, females ain't real like that. They are more emotionally valued to lie about what they really want through their emotional concepts. So that's why y'all fail with females. Any given time, their emotions can bring them into a different mentality. They don't know how to just take it and deal with shit and stay on one plan. Like if it's a plan, they're gonna veer off the plan based off how they feel. You know what I'm saying? So they feel like they want to go show somebody some attention despite how you feel. They're gonna go show somebody attention despite how you feel. If they're in the workplace and they're laughing and having extra energy with whoever they're around at that moment, those people are more family to them than anybody that they're around, because females go off how they feel about shit. They don't care about loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Their loyalty is based off where they're at the moment and how they feel about that at the moment. So that's why they do more than men. That's why they cheat more than men. That's why they lie more than men. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not living in a logical thought pattern. Now, it's very seldom that you have women that actually think like that, that think, well, I got to get home. These are more like mature elder women that probably done live their life in all the wrong ways and finally got to the point to where, whoever knew them like that, or they moved away from that energy, or they got to the point to where they tired and they don't need that extra energy, and they're satisfied or settling with the person that they are currently with, and they're willing to die with that because they've done enough, right? So it's that type of energy. It's never just, you know what, I'm in love, I'm gonna fight for this, and I'm gonna stand on this. Nah, you're gonna go through your energy of cheating, breaking people's hearts, lying, and then wait till you get tired of eating peas. In some sense, remember I said I didn't like peas, so it's like that. So it's like you get tired of having the redundancy, right? Of doing the same thing over and over and over until you're like, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'll settle down now. I'll get married. I live in an area where nobody knows me. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know this man. So I'll be a good person here. You know what I'm saying? And I'll, everybody that knew me before, I'll just act like I don't know them. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot don't care who tell it. I can't be like that. I can't be a liar. I'd rather be straight up. You know what I'm saying? And when the opportunity opposes itself, right from wrong, do it, stand on something and stop waiting for the last minute. Like that is self-service shit. I'm gonna get what I want and then feel bad about it later. No, divine don't work like that. Divine, like, yo, no, you did what you wanted for yourself. Now you gotta live with that. You know what I'm saying? So believe me, I be trying to holler at females and just be like, yo, what's up? And they be like, yo, I'm interested in you and all that. And then we have a nice conversation. And then like after 60, 70 words, I'm like, yo, that's what it is. I'm good, yo. I'm definitely not dealing with that. I was talking to this chick. To this chick from Texas. And I thought things was hitting it off, like it was going in the right direction and shit. But she started saying something and acting weird, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, nah. And it would always be around the weekend where it's something that's just, you know what I'm saying? Like she couldn't help but, it's like she couldn't help but to lie. You know what I'm saying? Like she would say one thing and then her energy would catch her up. And then now she's explaining to me without even me asking, she's explaining to me what happened. But then she forgot the prior thing she was saying. I'd be like, yo, she's a cold-blooded liar. I was like, I'm not having this. I would not have you in my life. And then, you know what I'm saying? Later on, I'm stuck dealing with this particular type of character. Fuck no, I would never. That's the reality. I would never. So I just be noticing shit, man. And I'm not even really telling the story how I really want to tell it. And I could tell some shit. Like if I specify on a person and tell that story, that'll be a long drawn out story. If I specify on this family member and tell a story, it'll be a long drawn out story. If I specify on certain things and tell it that way, then it'll be a different. But if I speak around it in all my experiences, I can alleviate, you know what I'm saying, a lot of shit. And that's what I'm doing. So to consolidate everything, basically my mentality kind of like, I watch people who step into a low level set of energy to satisfy themselves, and that shows me the character of a person. I'm highly intelligent, so one thing has nothing to do with the next. I know what beasts do. Beasts do bestiality things. They only deal on animal mentality. So I can't never be mad at somebody satisfying themselves on an animalistic thought pattern. That just shows how weak you are as an individual. So at first it bothered me. Like when I was younger, and my older brother stepped down to go talk to a chick that was way younger than him just to hurt my feelings because she was my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted to take my girlfriend or whatever. It didn't put me in a, when I was a kid, yes, it bothered me because I'm a child, you know what I'm saying? I'm a child. Like there's no other way to, assert that in a child's mind, you know what I'm saying? And I cried because I loved the girl. Like I was like, it's my first girlfriend, da 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 da. But then the reality stated to me that she probably is going to end up with more kids than she needed because she was too promiscuous at her age. Secondly, that my brother was willing to hurt me in a certain way to satisfy his notion. Never ever seen love and care from him ever in my eyes after that. After that moment, you would go that far. And he's always been like that. It didn't matter what good happened in my life. He's so jealous. He wanted to try to just throw himself into whatever I had going on. My wife, any females, like it didn't matter. Like that's how jealous he was. He's a fucking hater. But you know what I'm saying? He was never comfortable with his life and things that he had with himself. He would front like he was. But if I had something and it was smiles about it, oh, that shit pissed his whole existence off. Like he'd be like, oh, why they think you this? And I'm like, yo, where's this shit coming from? Like, so I understand now. It like I'm always dope. It don't matter what it is that I have. If it's the connection, it's because I have it. It's because I can do it. And all the adversities I went through, I learned from family and the choices that I made, that ultimately I made a lot of bad choices. I didn't understand how to choose a woman for myself. And that's because of how I came up as a child. I was too young and to even be dealing with certain energies. And then you think as you get older, somebody who's willing to express themselves to you that way is really for you. And it's not even like that. I don't like people. I remember I used to hear men saying, I wouldn't want no virgin woman because she's so damn clingy. Give me a virgin. Give me one. Give me one. She can be clingy all the fuck she want, as long as she know what she want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, like, all you damaged females, y'all damaged, yo. Like, y'all don't have a mentality for nothing purity. You don't have nothing to offer anything because you're damaged. Like, all your stories is based off what somebody did to you wrong. Like, and then that's what you bring into another relationship. There's no knowledge in that. It's the fact that you're hurt and you're sustained by the system because whoever you thought was for you left you there. So now that's where your knowledge is based off. Your integrity is based off you dealing with the issues that someone left you with. You know what I'm saying? And the choice that you decide to play in that particular role. So you're not mad at people who choose themselves. You know what I'm saying? You're mad at the fact that you keep failing yourself and making those decisions. That's what I learned about me. I learned that shit about me. I'm like, yo, I wasn't mad. I was mad because I chose these motherfuckers. I was mad because I didn't have the opportunity to know who they really were before everything happened. That's the only thing that bothered me. And I had to come to grips with that shit. And once I came to grips with like, yo, Word, you been cheating all this time? You lied this? Yo, one female. Yo, it's one female I was talking to, and I never put spotlight on her, but I'm gonna tell what happened though. So she come home, right? Drunk as shit. Fall on the couch. There was a couch in this particular place when you walk in, right? She come in and fall on the couch. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this motherfucker drunk as shit. Like, but she acting cocky, like, yeah. Like almost she had this energy, like, yeah, somebody was smacking me on my ass, and I was getting all types of attention. And I got you here. Like it was like he ha ha, I'm the shit type energy. I'm like, but you drunk acting like that. I ain't say nothing. I'm just like, yo, what's up, babe? What's going on? And I'm saying playing it to the left. And sleepy face, just sleep all over the place. So then phone ringing shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, she knocked the fuck out. So I answered the phone, like, hello. And I was nervous at first. Like, someone said, yo, don't answer the phone. This motherfucker fool. Don't answer the phone. So I'm like, nah, I'm going to answer that fucking phone. Fuck that shit. Who the fuck calling right now anyway? So I answered the phone. Hello. I guess it's my voice. Her voice sound deep when she smoked, you know what I'm saying, and get drunk. So I guess he thought I was her. Old nigga on the phone. He's like, hello. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? My heart started pounding. I'm getting like nervous. I'm feeling some type of way because this dude on the phone, right? So I'm like, yo, what's up? I ain't even say it like that. I'm like, hello. I played it off like to keep the conversation going, right? I'm like, hello. And he like, yeah, can I get some for the same price that I got it for the other night? I grabbed my breath, yo. I was like, what? I wanted to say, what the fuck you say? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I just like played it left. I played it like, hold on, what did we do? How much was it again? Like just to get the confirmation, right? I said something to get the confirmation. He was like, yeah, I gave you a X amount, you know, I want you to do with you. Yeah, and da 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 da. Oh yeah, you missed that, right? And he's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I played, I was like, all right, because I call you back in a minute, right? Something like that. And then I think I was like I think I brushed it off to the fact that I'll have her call you back or something like that. And I sat there and literally just watched her sleep for a minute. I didn't wake her up. I didn't flip out or nothing. Like that phone call turned on different fire. It turned on different gas lights inside of me. You know what I'm saying? I just sat there and just looked at it. I didn't say a word. I said, damn. So everything I thought was true. Everything else that was going on was real. This motherfucker nasty, yo. They just don't got no respect for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was the shit for me. I was like, you just don't got no respect for yourself. And you willing to disrespect anything, even if divine sends something to you, you're going to disrespect it because you don't have no respect for yourself. You don't care how you carry yourself. You think what you're doing is affecting people. And when people try to affect somebody, that's how hurt they are inside. You only do wrong things to people when you're fucked up on the inside of yourself. Like when you're so damaged on the inside, you can't see past your own actions. You know what I'm saying? So at that moment, I knew how fucked up she was. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just fell back. And I act like I didn't know. It was a hard thing. The next morning, I literally had to sit there on the edge of the bed. Like I would cry sometimes. This shit would hurt so bad. I'm like, because you gotta hold it in and be normal. That's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to do. It's not my job to blow the fuck up. You a fucking this, you a fucking. I'm not doing all that shit. That shit takes too much energy. So I'm like, you know what, Divine, I need my way out. I need an out. And I need to be the way that doesn't have me go against my word because I can't break my integrity. That's what makes me a man. If I walk out of here and I lose pieces of my cup because of what this person doing, I'm gonna be fucked up for the next whatever. So I'm like, I'm not throwing away my cups on something that don't deserve me. I'm not doing that shit. Like I literally prayed to the Most High, like, yo, how do I get out of this shit without losing the cups that I came in the door with? You know what I'm saying? And Devon was like, let them end it. If you let them end it, you'll feel fulfilled because you did everything you were supposed to do. And I was like, what you mean? He's like, just keep doing right. It's going to hurt you, but do right. You don't have to give your body. You don't have to, just do right by them. And I did right, even to the conversations all the way up until a point. And she would try to do like so much to get me to argue. She would try to go outside and argue and get loud. She would try to just do shit, you know what I'm saying, to set the motion. Like she would set the right place and then act stupid. I caught the chick in the laundry room with a dude, you know what I'm saying? Like she was all over the place. She was just that hot. That was it. She was all over the damn place. And I was just like, all right. And I never showed out, never flipped out. You know what I'm saying? And it was the hardest thing for me to do, but I knew my out was coming. So I let her have whatever she thought she had, to where she opened her mouth and said the wrong thing. And when she said that, that was my door out. She was like, get the fuck out. I was like, word. I grabbed my shit. It wasn't no argument. She sent like mad texts after that, wanted to talk. I ain't got nothing to say to you. You said what you had to say. This situation is over. It's nothing. We will never have a conversation ever again in life. And I meant that shit. And I said, I stand on this. You will never have a conversation with me ever. There's nothing else to talk about. You've done everything you could in the time I was here. And now that I'm gone, there is nothing to talk about. It will never, ever be that as a thing. And that was my reality. That's how I learned. And I was able to walk away and still keep my word. I was able to keep my civility. I was able to keep the cups that I walked in with. And it was the hardest thing. But after getting to that point, yeah. And it's almost like that fine line where they say, what are you willing to accept to save yourself? You know what I'm saying? And people be like, yo, I would have never did. Nah, if I got to put myself here to save that part of me, then I'm going to save that part of me. Like one thing has nothing to do with the next. Like I'm not going to suffer opposed to me taking everything I came in the door with. Nah, that's the best parts of me. The suffer would have prolonged if I didn't do it that way. I would have been in my head about everything that they did later. I'd have been like, nah, I remember they did this. I remember they did this. I remember they did that. And my life would have been surrounded around all of that particular energy. And I'm like, yo, why would I want to live like that, subjected to somebody else's fuckery, when I can just know that I did everything I was supposed to do and I moved because they didn't want it no more. That's the end of that. So that means even after all the fuckery, you ended the shit. So you didn't even get what you thought you was going to get. You didn't even get the response you thought you was going to get. You didn't get the power out of the negative that you thought you was going to get. And you ended it on your own. That's your fuck up. That's your fuck up. That ain't got shit to do with me. I did what I was supposed to do. And I left. After that, it was nothing else. And then, yeah, you know, the vultures come around, the fake friends and all that shit. They try to go up in there and make you look worse to try to get whatever's left. You know what I'm saying? And then you really see your worth at the end. You see that you wasn't supposed to be doing all that. You see that you had your shit at the right pinnacle and you didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm like, yo, only thing I have as a black man is my word. And when I speak words, it's the vibration out of me. So if I say something to somebody, I got to find my best way to stand on that. If I come with just that, the strength of what I'm saying, like back in the day, saying my word is bond used to mean something. And then other niggas started saying that shit just to get over on people. But if you got your word, and if I say something, how do you leave with that intact as a man? Well, that's what I found out through those experiences. That's how you stand and keep what's yours. Because it's the unconditional aspect that reigns supreme. At that point, I wasn't giving that to gain. I was giving that because I had it to offer. You know what I'm saying? You taking that and destroying that is your fault. I'm not even mad at that because that's my capability. I'm able to give 10 times that amount. And that doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I look at these things and I'm like, yo, I ain't always been fully righteous. I ain't always been in a righteous path. I would fuck up shit because I literally didn't know. Even doing wrong shit, I would, you know how many times I felt bad about doing somebody wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, why you did that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then try to mask it with, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I tried that shit. You know what I'm saying? Younger ages, I tried it and didn't even understand. That's because a lot of people don't be raised correctly, yo. A lot of people don't get the right knowledge from people. Some elders They get a kick out of watching you fail because they fucked up their own life. So they'll put a fucked up problem in front of you knowing that you ain't ready for that shit and watch you fail and then try to be the ones to reprimand you about what you didn't know. Our world is, I used to say this shit too, it's like taking a braid and twisting the hair before you braid it and then braiding it and then twisting the braid and braiding that. It's like that's how twisted our minds are as far as us comprehending how to do right. So not for nothing, like, yeah, I might be the only person that is literally trying to lean on a reality of trying to really do right things. You know what I'm saying? Not in the mind. Like you talk to different people and you hear the shit they say, they act like they're super like this, but then they can't move only aggressed by the materialistic energy that they have. That's the best, that's the best thing they can do. If they got some materialistic shit, oh, they can make the world happy as long as they're materialistic. But other than that, they can't do nothing. They don't got no real love unless they got something to go with that. Or you afraid to show your real face unless you can go put some makeup on and fake hair and fake nails. Like, people are afraid of the true version of what they are. And bringing that energy to somebody and really holding somebody down and sacrificing fully and saying, we going on this journey together. Motherfuckers don't exist. You're not out there. You're not out there in the world. Whether you want to lie to people and tell them you're a good person and all this shit, that's not who you are. Because as soon as you see that as a reality, the first thing you do is self-preserve. You find a way to give pieces. Divine said, if you give a sacrifice, that's everything, I will replace that times 10. Because you came from a place of divinity. This is why divine acts are supreme. Because divine makes decisions from a place of infinity. When you make your decisions, you're making decisions based off a place inside of you that's limited. Or your thoughts is limited in that aspect. So since you're limited, you never give a full connection to nobody, no way. You get a couple dollars and you're like, oh, well, I'll give you 5. You get some love. Well, I ain't going to love you all the way. Well, I can't really fuck with them like that. Oh, nah, they cool, but everything at the butt is bullshit. My homeboy said shit back in there. Everything at the butt is bullshit. And that's really what it is. What come out of bull's ass? Butt shit. So don't be butting me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think about these things like, yo, you're going to actually have a point in your life when you have to be tested with what you want to have. And this is not me doing this. This is just life. Life is going to send you somebody who's going to match your energy. You want something good. You want somebody to love you. All right, here you go. Here she go. Do right by what you say you're going to do. This is the only shot you got. Keep your word. Stand on your word. That's what you're speaking out. That's the vibration. That's a frequency. When you get back to looking at life for what it is, the only thing that's real is the fact that your flesh here, the soul inside of you, and the frequency coming out of your motherfucking face. So once you realize that, you like, damn. So it wasn't what I had in my pocket. It wasn't what I looked like. It was me showing up and what I said and then what I did. Those 3 things bring manifestation. You think it, you speak it, and it shows. The only thing that stops those things in between those circumstances is the action within you. You can think it and don't act it. You can think it and start thinking some other shit like, nah, I thought about that, but you know, I'm going to do this. You can think it, then speak it, and then don't allow yourself to put the work into it. So now you spoke it, like, yeah, this is what we going to do. But then you never put the energy into it, and it failed. Whose fault is that? If you're not following, and my cousin used to say this shit when we used to play ball when we was a kid, and I apply that shit to everything in my whole fucking existence. My cousin used to be like, yo, follow your shot up. Trying to teach me how to play ball. Follow your shot up. So you go to the hole and lay up. You got to follow your shot up. Don't be trying to lay up from the foul line. Go under the goal and lay it up. Follow your shot up. So I would have a thought. And I was like, well, if I'm thinking this way, I got to follow that up. I got to keep going. I can't just not take that and go to the hole with it. So if I said this is what I'm going to do, I got to do this. So now here I am saying that I'm a good person while being that. Remaining that through all the turmoil, even to the end, I'm going to be a good person. If it's not to you and I have to leave you, it'll be to my motherfucking self, because you're not going to take that cup from me. I'm not going to give you the opportunity to destroy me by your actions and have me fucked up in my head by the shit you did. No, you got to carry that burden. So you can lie and tell everybody anything on this planet that you want about me, but you will fall to shreds. You will fall apart like wet tissue because this is your shit. This ain't mine. Keep in mind, I kept my word, which was stable. I followed my actions. I did what I was supposed to do, and I held that together to the very end until you made a decision and different. It's only one other time that I actually made a decision against a female. It's some real shit. And I had to because within the relationship, I'm sitting there like, yo, we can talk about it. We can work it out. I'm here. I don't give a shit. The last straw was the female pulling up to my crib with, she didn't pull up, but the dude pulled up to my crib, got the big tires on this shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this? He like, yo, I'm looking for so-and-so and so-and-so. I'm like, so-and-so. She get all nervous. I can see her skin popping. Like she got goosebumps all over. She like, oh my God, it's about to be ugly. This same female tried to get me to go fight somebody down the street. I'm like, yo, fights don't happen like that. A female could disrespect a man and a man would be like, fuck you, bitch, and go about his business. You know what I'm saying? Or a female can say it in a way to where I don't want no attention and a man gonna leave you alone. So all that shit, oh, this man did me like, I don't be wanting to hear that shit from females. They be lying. They be trying to get shit started. So either way, dude pull up. He's like, I'm looking for something. Like, yo, he looking for you. She's like, he ain't looking for me. She get him. I'm like, he's outside looking for you. I'm in my robe. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's outside looking for you. You know what I'm saying? So she like, nah, that ain't for me. So she ended up going outside or whatever. I see them talking all this shit. And then she come back in trying to play it off like I'm just the dumbest nigga in the world. And I'm waiting for her to tell me straight up. She can't tell me straight up. I was like, all right, that's the last straw. It ain't like I haven't done everything for you. And like, I done everything for this female. I was there for her family. I was there for her grandkids. I was there for her. Everything. Like it just didn't matter. So you can't be good to people who are not good to themselves. This is just the reality. And if you don't learn this, as soon as you be good to somebody who's not good for themselves, they look at it as a lick or an opportunity to come up. I even told a female one time, yo, I got enough money right now to purchase this other house. We can keep this house and get that house right there. At least buy it up until like almost spend like 8 to 9 months. And we ain't got to worry about putting no bill money into paying for the rent. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we can just have that spot to do whatever we need to do with it. The female thought I was trying to leave her. She's like, you trying to leave me? You don't want to get, I'm like, leave you? Yo, we could come up right now. You know what I'm saying? Like females are so selfish and they'll never tell you this shit, especially damaged females. They only want shit for themselves. So she looked at it as she can get my money opposed to we making power moves and really blowing up. So this is the shit I understood. So I had to say to myself, me thinking to I'm like, yo, why you keep finding these bum ass fucking bitches? And then my man said this shit to me the other day. He was like, yo, you always get the females that don't give a fuck. Like you be thinking that he's like, yo, one day you gonna get a right one. I was like, cause I'm gonna keep trying, my nigga. I ain't gonna give up. I'm gonna get one that's gonna really serve the purpose for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it be that as a thing, like they don't really be real like that. You know what I'm saying? They act like they do, and then soon as shit turned over, they got a fucking attitude. They done lost their mind. They saying some fly shit out of their face, and they believe that it's okay to speak to you like that, like you're not a man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like they lose their connection of their reality at some point because they feel what they've done has overtaken something. And I'm so used to this shit now. I would never just say, all right, we cool, we about to fuck around. Nah, never. I'm not sticking my dick in nothing. And my shit healthy. So I'm not just giving my love to nobody no more. You fucking crazy? Hell no. I could care less. But now that I know this is more of a potential than anything else, I look at the world like ain't none of you motherfuckers is real. It's one female out there that I actually seen from a distance that I probably would entertain if she actually said something. But then I was like, nah, because she young. She need to have a full life and grow because I'm righteous, right? So I automatically think even if you're in your late 20s, early 30s, you still need potential to grow. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even be like, yo, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'll say that you're cute and all that, but then I think about the moral aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? This is just me through my experiences. I can't speak for nobody else. I will never speak for nobody else. But most of the niggas I know And the females I grow up with, they don't have this potential type of experience. You know what I'm saying? They went the other direction in life. You know what I'm saying? They had a lot of drinks. They had a lot of dick. They had a lot of sex. They, seeing people get shitted on, seeing people do the worst things. They don't have the upheaval of practicing on building a moral understanding or a moral compass, and the seeing what the reality to that is by actually playing out these particular word problems. You don't have that as a thing. In school, you listened to what the teacher told you to do, you passed your test, and you went the fuck home. You never said, let me see what this looks like in reality if I create this problem for myself, and what it looks like if I can make this change into something better. Well, you only get options for yourself to do better. It's the best thing you can do in this world. You can't change nobody, but you got control over yourself. You are a god or a goddess over you, over your flesh, over your body, over your choices, over the way you fucking think. And if you don't understand that, your whole life is going to be spent you looking outside of yourself, talking about who ain't doing what when you ain't even on the criteria. This is why they say in the Bible, first man without sin cast the stone. That's why they say that. Because all of y'all going to be in the same predicament mentally. Oh, you doing this too. You doing this too. Show me one of y'all standing on your word. None of you stand on what you say. I don't give a damn if it don't hit when you get it. It's what you said you wanted. Eat your motherfucking food. It's what you asked for. But see, that shows the weakness too. That's why y'all weak as shit. That's why you lie. That's why you cheat. That's why you steal. My grandfathers be like, if you lie, you will cheat. If you cheat, you will steal. If you steal, you will kill. You are inherently evil. You might not have got to that point yet, but those things is all roots from the same tree. So yeah, I can talk real tough to certain people because you know what? My integrity base is not fucked up. I can honestly say as a child, yeah, I might have did something. As a young man, I did some shit. Because you're young, but the physical body, your frontal lobe doesn't mature until after 32. That's when pure understanding start coming in. After 32, 33 years old, the frontal lobe, when your third eye, it matures. It gives the room for the pineal gland a place to really be. It's like the house is built inside the body now. So now the pineal gland is actually comfortable. And it gets a full frequency of understanding. So now the body starts to acclimate to the way you're supposed to move. So this is why when you see motherfuckers get caught, they got that I got caught face. Because you knew right from wrong before you did it, but you still was trying to do it. What got you? What something's getting you high? The act of still going. That's what's getting you high. I can get away with it. It's not like you didn't think. You thought. You just didn't act on it. So everybody else got to be wrong because you'd rather have 30 motherfuckers that's on the same page than 30 people who are all doing the things right. You don't want that. You don't want somebody to say, you know what, my relationship been good for the last 15, 20 years. I'm so happy I married this person. Things is right. You know what? I ain't cheat on my man. It's just been good. I help my woman got to where she needed to be, and we great now. You know what? I helped my man find what he was trying to do, and we worked on that together, and we grew together with that. Those things don't exist because you motherfuckers is crazy. That's why that shit don't exist. You don't have a disciplined bone in your body. You don't discipline behind nothing. So having someone to formulate something with you and have that go longevity, how are you ever going to get that? You don't even do it for yourself. You haven't worked nothing. You don't even work out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even work nothing. The best you're going to do is pop some noodles in the pot. That's instant. You got to have fast food in your refrigerator. Like, you ain't even... Fuck pulling up to the McDonald's. I got fast food right here. Yeah, the whole mentality is convenience for y'all. If conveniently you can take advantage of somebody, you down. You're down for that. Oh, I can do it. I can pull it off. And then the fly shit be, the fly weak ass shit be, Y'all want to do this shit to somebody in a mental state that's weak. So you're literally on the animal path. Like it's like wolves looking for a damaged animal so they can eat it. Ain't that some punk ass shit? It's like, I'm gonna take advantage because this person is open to me. So that means you're using love to take advantage of people. You will have that shit taken from you, and you will beg for it back. Divine said, I made you the minds of the planet, the people who can guide everything in a direction, but you want to use that to do animal shit. I'm a bait and plot. And as soon as the motherfucker think, as soon as the motherfucker really like me and they open, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna act like this with them. I'm gonna treat them this way because they this. We're gonna come up with some new slang words and da-da-da-da. And this is what y'all teaching y'all goddamn kids. And when you die and y'all sick and ain't nobody there to protect your kids because you don't be adequate your whole life. You start to get old, you break down, things change. So when you think you the most gangsters motherfucker, you will not be that person soon. I promise you. You won't be that. You be sitting there like, damn, what happened? I used to be, has been stories. None of that shit is even real. Your best bet is to hold your motherfucking word. So when life changes for you, the same people you was good to can be good to you. But see, then you got people in this world that'll go behind your back and tear up everything that you had. Oh, people you've been good to, you done loved on and been there for them and all that. They'll be right in their ear. If I was you, here, let me give you something just to leave them. People are terrible. The worst. That's why I understand the concept of people saying we might be in hell on earth right here. Because, yeah, people have hellish thoughts, hellish ways of thinking because they're so hurt on the inside by their own failure. Oh, they gonna find somebody to blame. They did this to me. They did this to me. They did it to you because you probably was being fucking nosy. Mind your business. Sometimes stay in the place that's placed for you. Stay in the place that's for you, and you'll miss a lot of that shit. Stay next to somebody who's gonna protect you. You'll miss a lot of that shit. And you family members that's supposed to be protecting, how about you play your role and protect your people so they don't get in these situations with people who got long eyes, waiting for you to walk around the corner so they can grab on your kids. Waiting for you to go far away so they can, here, go ahead, you can have this, you can smoke this, you can drink this, and then you come back and it's cool for your child to be on drugs or drunk or somewhere messed up because you thought that person that you deal with is cool enough. That's your friend, right? But you don't want to address them because you got 20 years with them. You knew them for 20 years. It's okay. I went through the same thing. You're a fucking idiot. You won't even protect your goddamn creations. So they're damned to be dealing with the damn energy of other people. No, that's why I go so hard for righteousness, because none of you other fuckheads gonna do it. And then y'all gonna cry soon as one of your kids get in something, hoping that somebody you know is there to save them in a predicament that they may put themselves in that you could have stopped before it even got there. But no, you don't think like that. You don't want to take care of your fat fucking family. You don't want to fucking love yourself. It's wrong to do that because gangsterism don't match with that. Gangsterism don't look good in a clean house. Mop floors, wash dishes, food bubbling on the stove, couches and living room set right, kids happy doing their homework. Oh, gangsterism don't match with that. It don't. But see, if I told you that wasn't the real gangster, because the gangster that I knew growing up, gangster meant standing on your motherfucking word. It meant if you said something, you stood on it. That's what gangster meant. So that man who might have been the gangster in the neighborhood can tell everybody in that neighborhood, this is how it's going to go. I wish you make it move. So show me how many of you and your families and your household, you truly being gangster. You're saying something to your children and you're standing on it. You're making sure that they finish their schoolwork, they eating healthy. They putting whatever work in they need to put in for themselves to get where they got to go. You being that person towards your family too. You standing on it. You making people stand on what they say. Yeah, that's that real work. Motherfuckers gonna hate you. That's life. Who gives a shit? The truth of the matter is, it's about you, what you did, Not about what they got going on. Not about how much they drank or where they went or who they fucking and what. None of them. It's not about. It's about you. When it's your turn to do right, are you going to fold to have these other individuals who fuck their life up so you can match with them? So you can be like, yeah, I fucked up too. We in the same boat. You know what I mean? Niggas out here say this dumbass shit like, yo, I did the same thing. We all went to prison for the same. Man, don't give a shit. I don't want to go to prison for the same thing you went through. I don't want to get in trouble for the same shit you went through. You fucking crazy? Who wants that on their back? But another miserable motherfucker that want to say, yeah, we all did the same thing. I'm gonna pull you down. When they said, I remember this shit when we was kids and we was in school, they'd be like, yo, crabs in a barrel. Crabs in a barrel. All the crabs always pull you down. They always pull you down. You know what I said to myself? It's real shit. This is my mind really started changing. Literally, I'm getting goosebumps right now. Whole brain started changing. I was like, yo, so the crabs pull you down back in the bucket? They was like, yeah, because they all fight and try to get out. I was like, yo, crabs got claws though. So why none of the crabs ever thought taking their claws and pinching the bucket at the bottom and going out through the bottom? People looked at me like I was fucking crazy when I said that shit. I was like, but everybody's fighting to go out the top. If all y'all trying to get at the top and I'm stuck at the bottom, I might as well cut me a hole out the bottom and go through the left. Just walk to the left and go out the hole. Brain started changing because that's how I started looking at things. I started looking at ways to get away from motherfuckers who wasn't going to do shit, who wasn't going to be about anything. And when I started doing that, things started changing. I started opening up other doors, like doors started manifesting around me. I was like, I'm about to do this. I'm about to do this. I'm about to make this move. You know what happened? Niggas started hating like, well, I can do that too. Nigga, when? You ain't even thought like that. You don't even think like that. You too busy chasing this nigga over here trying to be like them. But, oh, what I'm doing, it looks good, right? Yeah, we move cultures like that. We set the whole blaze. We changed the whole dynamic of how a whole city thinks. Facts. Because now you heard of it, you seen it, but you never put no work into it. Now you want to be a part of it because you ain't never did it. So yeah, it moves people in a different way. They sit around like, oh, I could do that. Nigga, you can't do shit, but do what you doing right now. It's a fact. I'll be my own king sitting on my own fucking mountain creating new shit. The rest of everybody gonna learn 20 years later. Separate yourself from the norm. If you was excited by being a fucking failure or a loser, please stay away from me. Please. Because you ain't gonna like what I say if you come around me with that bullshit. My whole thing is I learned this from watching my choices and dealing with females who really ain't give two shits about me. I had to learn it from the woman. I had to learn it from the woman. Yeah, men do you dirty too. They do. But that's a different type of thing. It's like it's a different love you got for your brothers. It's a hurt. It's a different hurt. You know what I'm saying? So those two lines are split in half. How would the loyalty I have for my homies that I consider my brothers and my homies, if I stop fucking with you, is because you know what you did. That's never a conversation ever to have ever again in life. You know what you did. You let that shit fester inside of you. Because ain't no us. Ain't no homies. Ain't no none of that. You know what you did. You know when you spoke on my name. I'm a divine being for real. I don't follow nobody. I follow the Almighty. Every day. It's not a day that don't go by. I say all praise due to the Most High. That's what my relationship with supremely. Every minute, most of the minutes of my day, I may blow a clip and sit down and say, Divine, what's the plan? And I watch reinventing happen all the time. I watch things get better. I've been hurting and I grab one part of me and be like, Father, this part, shit go away. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but when you strengthen that integrity and you stand on your word, oh, Divine got something for you, I promise you. Oh, it's the best gifts. And it's going to manifest through each one of y'all different when you do right by you. Yeah, everybody is created, but Divine created you and gave you the charge to take care of that body. So when are you going to serve the Most High? By doing right by you. And the way you do right by you is standing on your word. The way you do right by you is fixing your mistakes. So therefore you give the light inside of you a good walk, somewhere to be, somewhere to go. Some experiences, some true experiences to have instead of having them lost in the bullshit that y'all deal with every day, calling life. Yeah, I'm gonna drop more jewels soon. I'm just talking shit because I know from my perspective of how I explain things, people don't comprehend shit. So basically, what I'm saying is, I use myself as my own guinea pig. Instead of me testing people, I use myself as my own guinea pig to get it right. Because ain't nobody was teaching niggas. Remember, niggas grew up in the hood without fathers and the right type of parents to tell y'all what to do. If people wasn't self-serving, you wasn't getting the knowledge. Nobody was telling you nothing, so you had to go learn it yourself. Yeah, I made myself a guinea pig. My intelligence always been through the roof. So I said, yo, I'm going to learn. I'm going to find out even if I got to be my own father and my own mother. Naga the wise.